Hello, I'm Lann.
And I'm Lydia, and welcome to Special AF.
Today we have another fantastic guest for you. Who are you?
I'm Sinead. Hi.
I have met you briefly because you're a member of Carmarthenshire People First.
Yeah.
How long have you been a member?
Probably around 6 months, I'd say.
And how did you find them?
So my support worker, she found the website, so she suggested joining.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you finding beneficial, or what makes you keep coming back?
I think for me, it's meeting new people, trying new things, even just some days just getting out of the house. So I've got fresh air and I'm doing different things.
Yeah.
That's great for my mental health.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do?
So I'm big on my hobbies. I like my hobbies, they keep me sane. So
Go
I like
on.
journaling, I like a good bit of Netflix binging, I like things like diamond painting, reading, but I'm always sort of off to the next hobby. I'm never on one for long.
So you sort of craft food. I don't know what diamond painting is,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I've heard about journaling, and I don't know what it is.
So diamond painting is, there's kind of like colour by numbers, but you
Right.
have all these tiny little sticky diamonds that you're supposed to match with the image. So it's easy, but it's quite therapeutic.
Do you need a tweezers?
No, there's like a little pen that comes with it. So, and you have this little bit of wax that makes the little
Oh, it
gems
sticks
stick.
onto it.
Yeah, it's quite
Have
interesting.
you found a new thing that you like? Lann is all this. We're very opposite. I need hobbies that can involve me being very ham-fisted and dyspraxic, and Lann is very precise, and that would tick all your boxes, wouldn't it?
Kind of.
Especially
yeah.
if you need like loads
Tools.
of tools,
Yeah,
loads
yeah.
of new tools and equipment. That would be ticking your box.
I
I'm
like
the
the
same.
sound of this because I haven't heard of it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like you say, it involves tools and micro precision.
yeah. Well, when I get
face.
when I get a new hobby, I get all excited. Like I need all the stuff, which
Yeah.
isn't great, but yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a rude question now because I'm interested, because Lann has ADHD and is it fair to say that you are the undisputed king of hobbies, or you're up there, aren't you?
I have retained my title for yet another year. I just want to thank... I am definitely one of the people that picks something up, does massive research, goes down many rabbit holes, buys all the stuff, and then often the stuff just goes beautifully organised on a shelf somewhere, and I come back to it eventually,
That
and then
sounds
forget
familiar.
about it again.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar.
But you like the doing aspect of it. You're very much, you like the prep and the doing, don't you? I know
Yeah.
you do the do.
Hang
do
on.
the doing. Do you do the doing? Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
Let's stop.
So
Back to Sinead.
yeah. So diamond painting, which I like the sound of, and what is journaling?
So I think everybody does it differently. It just depends. So you have like art journaling where you just stick things in and go with it, and then you have the mindful journaling where you just sort of write down your thoughts. I sort of swing between the two, just
Right.
whatever mood I'm in. at
So
the
is it
time.
part sort of making it look beautiful and sort
can
of
be, yeah.
diary as well?
Yeah, making it look pretty, or sticking like little mementos in it. So like tickets, train tickets, or theatre tickets,
Right.
photos maybe, bits and bobs, or it could just be your handwriting. Yeah, I do a bit of both, I think.
And what's your, if you could only do one hobby, that's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? We restrict you to one hobby.
Low
It is.
blow.
Oh my goodness. Maybe reading then. I
Yeah.
think I choose reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm really intensely reading, and like I read one book after the next, and then
Right.
I go months without reading. So it just depends.
I've recently broken a reading hiatus because I usually have a few books on the go. And I haven't read for ages. It's really weird. And I tend to read in the bath because everyone leaves me alone. So I have like 17-hour baths, and we
Nice.
chew through a book in a couple of baths.
Comes out to record a podcast.
So it depends really. Day to day is my weeks I suppose quite different day to day. But I always try and do a mix of things, because if I get to the end of the day and I haven't done anything, then I feel really icky. So, yeah, I suppose a mixture of hobbies. I do a bit of volunteering.
Where do you do that?
Salvation Army.
Okay.
Yeah, I volunteer in the coffee shop for a couple hours. Or I'm either at CPF or I have support workers. I've only had them for the past couple of years, but they take me out and we go different places and do different things. So, yeah, it's a mix.
I'm learning a lot about different sort of members, what members' lives look like.
Yeah.
And what's a good support worker look like?
I think somebody who sort of, when you get to know each other and you gel, I think there has to be sort of a bit of chemistry there in a way.
Right.
And somebody who hears you and treats you like, like an adult, isn't patronising. Yeah, I think those are good things to have if you're a support worker. And just, empathetic, good listener, all those good things.
I guess you've got to have someone who gets you, sort of
exactly,
fundamentally.
Yeah.
And
Does it, or has it taken a couple of tries to find the people that you work best with, Sinead?
I was quite lucky with
Right.
the people I had. They're great. And it's new for me. I hadn't had something like that. And they support me on a visual basis.
Okay.
So it's not autism-wise, but yeah, it's been a great experience the past few years.
Excellent.
Having a bit of support.
Very positive.
Yeah, definitely.
And you said support workers,
Yeah.
plural. Do they have specialities, or is it because of timings, or?
It's timings, I think,
Right.
mainly what they have, and because they have other clients and things like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
So Sinead, you mentioned that you only relatively recently got support worker.
Yeah.
So how did that come about, if you don't mind me asking?
No, it's fine. So I had a mobility officer, and she was working with me quite closely at the time. And we started talking about my day-to-day life and how I needed to improve my quality of life. And then she found the charity, the organisation, and it went from there, really.
Okay.
And has it made a positive difference?
Definitely, yeah. I think getting out of the house, trying new things, just added a bit of colour into my weeks. So, yeah.
What do you wish more people knew or understood about you?
I think sometimes I can be quite good at putting up a front. I mean, I don't know, somebody might not agree with that, but I think I do. And I think people sometimes think I'm a bit more capable than I am.
Right.
And they might come up with expectations of what I should be doing in a day or in a week. And that's just not true.
So you're sort of masking or putting on a front.
I think I do, yeah.
In order to not sort of stand out.
Yeah.
But then that's hobbling you like further down that line.
Yeah. I think it's a habit more than anything.
Yeah.
From such a young age. I
Of
think
course.
all women mask, but I think
Do you think it's a little bit sort of self-defense as well, because to not appear vulnerable?
possibly, yeah. And I don't like the idea of being perceived, so I think that's probably got something to do with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like how you said perceived then, but didn't follow it with anything. I don't like to be perceived.
Yeah.
Because
example.
I would never. I would always qualify that, but actually, just thinking about it while you were saying it in a millisecond, you don't need to qualify it. That's fascinating. Thank you. I'm going to do that in future.
Yeah. No, I think sometimes we use more words than we need to.
No, I am totally See.
See, here I go. Watch me.
Yeah.
And were you? And I know I happen to know this, so I hope it's okay to share. But I know that you were late diagnosed or relatively late diagnosed. I have no idea how old you are. I can judge that people are between 10 and 90 usually.
She's good.
I got it on the nose. I was diagnosed with autism at 42, which seems old. But you were also late diagnosed?
Yeah, I was diagnosed, I think, 2 years ago now.
Okay.
So I was 29 then, so yeah, I was fairly late.
And And was it something that you would set out to sort of, did you do the, hey, hang on a minute?
Yeah,
how did that
exactly.
happen, Sinead?
Yeah.
It was very gradual because
Right.
I'd always felt different. Even I'm partially sighted, but it went beyond that. I felt there was a difference between me and the rest of the world.
From a very young age?
From very young, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always sort of been there, something.
How did that, can you say how that sort of impacted you in your younger years, in your, I suppose, your childhood?
Yeah, I think I internalized from a really young age. So everything sort of went inwards instead of outwards. So that was a big impact. And yeah, it came to like a peak in my life where I thought, okay, something's really not right here. I need to sort something out. I need to figure something out because my mental health was up and down all the time.
Yeah.
So that's probably what made me actually go to the GP and ask for a referral.
Okay.
I think that's quite common.
Yeah.
Or it seems to be a common with well, the people I find who are late diagnosed tend to be female, and it tends to be the thing where you, I don't know, we're very good at sort of like the masking and that I can cope, and then something happens, and you can't, or you don't, and you go, what am I doing? You know, what is going on? Well, when I was growing up, I was always things like, it's because I'm an Aquarian. That's why I'm doing. Honestly, the things
What you told yourself.
Yeah, but you try and work out why you weren't like everybody else. You know, why you didn't fit in. You know, maybe it's my astrological sign. Maybe it's because I've grown up with like big brothers and no close siblings. You know, but I think you spend a lot. You maybe, I don't know if it's the same for you, where you sort of start questioning more and more. Sort of, I think maybe as you get older it becomes a bit more obvious as well. You get less, I think you've got less energy to put into to the masking and the fitting in.
Yeah.
And you just, you know, I haven't got this I like that analogy about having spoons.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Sorry, what's the spoon thing?
So
good point, Max.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the spoons theory.
Do you know this
I
analogy?
know. Yeah,
Sinead?
I think
I
I
can't
roughly know
remember
it.
when I
Yeah.
heard this, but like you have a finite amount of spoons. So say you start the day with 10 spoons, and getting ready in the morning, doing your breakfast, that's 1 spoon.
Yeah.
Having your shower, getting dressed, that's your 2 spoons. Then you've got to go to work and you've got to deal with the people that you meet in work, so that's the 3rd spoon. If you've got to go out socially, that's going to be like 5 spoons minimum, because you've got to talk to strangers, deal with unfamiliar places. So when your spoons are full up, that's it.
Not full up. Empty. Gone.
When you've used up all your spoons.
Thank you.
Lann, stop mansplaining.
Well, now, listen.
Right, the main thing is, I had a drawer of spoons and I got no spoons left, okay?
Yeah, so your spoons aren't full up.
All right, my spoons are gone. I have no more spoons.
Sorry.
The spoons are finished. I am out of spoons already. I am rapidly losing spoons here. So eventually you end up, your spoons are gone, your batteries are depleted. I got no more to give. So yeah, I've run out of spoons. It's like, I'm done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. I've gone from spoons to forks.
That's okay.
That's confusing, isn't it?
Mixing cutlery is fine.
Yeah, but it's a nice bit of shorthand for sort of saying like, I am up to here, I am depleted, I'm approaching my absolute limit, I am out of spoons.
Yeah, my battery's all run down.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
And I do think as you get older, I found particularly I'm enjoying a really exciting and fun time of life. And I've got about 1.5 spoons, and it's the really small spoon that no one uses, and it's a bit bent.
That spoon.
That my 1 spoon is, you know.
Does that make sense, Max?
Yes.
The whole spoon thing.
I have heard this before.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
But
it's
not so
spoons, right?
eloquently. And not with an argument in the middle of it.
Yeah. Can I see you in the kitchen, please?
Yeah. I'm going to get another handful of spoons.
We have a guest. What were we talking about? Energy
Spoons,
levels.
yes.
And
So when you finally
when you get
that's
older,
the point.
yes.
But the point of going, I need to I think you just want to understand yourself a bit more. And I don't know again, I don't know how it was for you. When I did get diagnosed, I think I was expecting everyone to go, no, you're never, like even people who say, I wouldn't have thought you were autistic. Didn't happen at all. I went, the people I told were like, yeah, like someone could have given me a clue at some point, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it took about, for me, it took about a year of sort of unpacking. I felt a bit stupid, if I'm honest, when I first found out. Because I thought, how did I not know? You know, I've got my whole life being in my head. How did I not know that this was a thing? What was it? Was it a positive experience for you?
So before I had my diagnosis, I was like, I just need to get diagnosed and then everything will make sense. But it's still really confusing, and I'm still unpacking 2 years on.
Yeah, I really think that's a normal reaction, isn't it? To like for late diagnosis.
Yeah, like
to spend quite a while processing it.
Yeah.
And you find out, okay, I am, this thing applies to me. I am autistic. But what does that mean? You know, and I think a lot of it is sort of reflection. And I think one of the nice things about it is you can give yourself maybe a bit of a break for some of the stuff that's happened in your life. Yeah. Or you can give future you a bit of a break. Like, you know, okay, if I'm going to do this thing, I know I'll need 2 days of not talking to anybody. Or I think it allows you to be a little bit kinder and a bit more understanding to yourself.
The whole spoons theory finally makes sense. Did you have do you think you're following a process that you can vocalize, Sinead? Like, have you gone through certain stages, or did you have some eureka moments early on?
So I'm still internalizing everything. I'm not very good at communicating my needs and advocating for myself. I find that really hard. So yeah, I'm still in that process.
Do you think you're making progress?
I think so, yeah.
What's helped?
I think mainly just knowing that there are reasons why there's a gap between me and my friends.
Right.
Because I always put expectations on myself. I always put, like I always wanted to tick boxes and do the things that everybody else was doing. Yeah. Whereas now I can relax a little bit and...
Those rules perhaps don't apply all the time to you in all the ways.
Yeah.
I think that really resonated with me when we were originally talking about the possibility of doing a podcast and thinking about what we would like to talk about. I think it was you that brought up about the comparison. Yeah. And you know, there's that saying that comparison is the thief of joy. But it almost made me have a bit of a cry, because it's the one thing I think where I feel I don't feel less than anybody else, almost ever. But I do feel, you know, that whole thing like the should haves, where I should own a house now. I'm a full-on grown-up with kids. You know, you're married. I work. All this, I think, during my adult life, there's been lots of points where I've gone, I should be doing this. Why aren't I? Like, I don't feel like a proper grown-up still. I think surely at some point I'm going to have a sensible haircut and like own
a house
and stop playing video games so much.
Is that internalizing? Is that like your...
Yeah, I'd say so, and not letting people know your needs. And
so keeping all that private, but still feeling like challenged by it. And
and then blowing every now and then.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder whether that's part, again, of being sort of late diagnosis, because you've like grown up not expecting to have support. So do you think like, you know, I should be winging, you know, I should just do it. It's really interesting. Someone once told me to abolish the word should from my vocabulary, and I've tried to do it, and it's very useful. But you realise how often when you use the word should, you're sort of beating yourself up, and it's not really helpful. If something should have happened, you know, it hasn't happened, or, you know.
Yeah, it's about expectation as well, isn't it?
Yeah. like anytime I say to myself, I should do this, like if it's going out or, a work thing, I should be promoting myself, or I should go and do this. I can't do it. Like, again, back to the spoons. I don't have...
Yeah.
So, Sinead, what was your diagnosis process? Because I think it differs for everybody slightly.
Yeah.
And I've only, like, mine was, how old? 9 years ago now. So what was it like for you?
So I went to my GP. Luckily, I don't know who my GP is, so I just went to see a random doctor, and she referred me to the local diagnostics. And then I think it was about a 4-year wait after that. And then I ended up having my assessment hosted on an online platform.
Right.
So that was interesting. And I got my diagnosis on the day I was assessed. So
did you?
when it happened, it was quick. But it was a long wait, 4 years.
Yeah, it is. There is still long waits.
I was very fortunate in that respect. It was just when it was kind of at the start of lots of females being late diagnosis, and they were very interested in it. And the professor who diagnosed me was retiring, so they sort of fast tracked me. But my first appointment was at a psychiatrist, which really freaked me out.
No, that would freak me out too.
And I nearly had to leave because I just hated the idea that, I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. Why am I being seen by a psychiatrist? But I think I saw about 4 different people. But my diagnosis appointment, I was diagnosed on the day as well.
Really?
Yeah, I had it was like 3 hours of talking, and then you get a special sticker and a certificate. But because I was a grown up, I had to take my mum. They said ideally bring someone who knew you growing up, so they could talk about your development and stuff. And that was fascinating. I was like, I didn't know any of this stuff. But it was also very difficult because I had to talk about the times in my life that were really, really difficult, which was for me leaving home, and I just couldn't cope. I didn't cope. I used drink and drugs as a way of sort of self-medicating, and having to say all this stuff that I hadn't chatted to my mum about any of this. Go, by the way, all the times I've been really vulnerable, or not nice things that happened, having to say it in front of my mum was quite difficult. But I hope that it's sort of changed a bit now, that it's less, because I find it quite traumatic, that having to
Was it explained to you prior what would be going on, or?
No, I knew we had to talk. I was mainly thinking that my mum was there for development. There's things like, I could read newspapers when I was 2 and weird stuff like that, which I didn't know. But I didn't think she really had to be there for all. I would have rather have just sort of said it on my own. I didn't, there was no real benefit, I don't think.
Was that
a bit?
Yeah.
I don't know, it was a lot.
Was that your rough experience? Did you have family members or?
Yeah, so they did ask for somebody. It didn't have to be family, but as long as they'd known you since you were small. Luckily, my dad did a phone call with, there was like a speech and language therapist, I think, who talked to him about my early years. But I obviously wasn't there, so that was really nerve-wracking to me, because I didn't know what questions were going to be asked or how he would answer. Because I still, to this day, I don't really know how much my parents know about autism and my autism.
Right. Do you find it difficult to talk to them about it?
I think I do. Yeah. And I'm not very good at explaining.
That's
things,
what I was gonna ask. Have you discussed it as a family? Because we after I got diagnosed, it was like, all right, that's you.
That's kind of that's what it was like with me. Just
How did you feel about that?
Sometimes I think I would like to explain certain things to them, because I don't know what goes on in their heads and how they think about what I'm doing with my life and things like that. So I do. I'm a worrier and I overthink. So sometimes I think it would be nice to just have an open chat about it, but I don't know how well that would go.
Do you have siblings?
I have an older sibling, but I never see him. He's just off on his own. He does his own thing. But yeah.
It's a tricky thing.
It really is, yeah.
Stuff as well, and you do start going like, I don't know, looking at your family and going, that one,
yes,
definitely that one. But I don't know. I guess some families talk about it. But then, maybe I don't know. It's.
What about you, Max?
Did you just?
I was going to bring that up. I was going to ask if you look at anyone in your family and think, oh, that's where it comes from. Because I think everyone has this experience.
Yeah, definitely.
If they are like the first one in their family to be diagnosed, of looking at the rest of their family and going, But I think about the concept of like, just the concept in the zeitgeist of like the odd family. Like that's a thing.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! And when you're an adult, when you leave, like when you sort of have a little bit of perspective, I guess, about your own family, and you start going, our family is crazy.
Yeah, no one else does that.
Yeah. If you're talking when you, I remember leaving home and you sort of talk about what you do at Christmas or birthdays, and like everyone goes, "What? You don't do that. Yeah. What's that ritual about?"
That was quite an emphatic yes from you.
Yeah.
Is this ringing some bells for you as well?
Definitely. Yeah.
So have you, as Max was going back to Max's question, have you sort of do you have neurodivergence top trumps in your head for your greater family?
I definitely
neurodivergent top trumps.
I like that. I like neurodivergent top trumps. I'm keeping that.
Okay, absolutely.
But yeah, I have. I've definitely.
Yeah.
I think guessed who I think would be.
Yeah. But it's not really it's not a subject for discussion in your family?
No, I don't, because I've never, they haven't brought it up, so I'm not going to bring it up. So yeah, it's never really been talked about. Yeah, I didn't have any other input from anybody. It was just completely all in my head that I chose to go and get a diagnosis. So
was there lots of self-doubt about?
Yeah, I did. I thought, maybe this is just the way I am. Maybe it's just a me thing. Yeah. And I still do that today. Maybe it's just a me thing.
Yeah.
So. When you were saying that you find it difficult to explain to people, do you mean how, it affects you on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm different day to day. Some days I might get more done, I might have more energy, I might be more capable, and then other days I'm less capable. So that's an interesting one as well.
But I find it interesting. One of the things I did find interesting at the diagnosis thing is that they did, they say like the spectrum's not a line, it's more of a wheel.
Yeah.
And the lady who diagnosed me showed on this literally wheel where I was more impaired than like irregular. That was kind of,
they call it a spiky profile, don't they?
Yeah, that's right.
But sort of officially going, you are bobbins at social reciprocation. So I know I am. People will tell me stuff and I'll go, yeah. And, you're getting zipped back because I'm already thinking about something else, or I'm more interested on why you're wearing that band t-shirt when you look like you don't like that band,
Can I just say very quickly, I don't think bobbins is in general widespread use. But correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not. It's Frank Sidebottom term meaning rubbish.
Rubbish.
Yeah. Bobbins. You can have it.
Moving swiftly.
But sort of being told officially that you're not good at that, and you go, well, I know I am. No, it's fair. It's fair. There wasn't any sort of major surprises, I don't think. But I think I totally get what you mean, in that if someone said to me, so you're autistic, what does that mean? I would go, the struggle.
I think some people have an elevator pitch for their diagnosis or their own brand of neurodivergence, but not everybody does. I think often because it is just you, and you don't look at it so objectively.
Yeah.
And maybe also there's an element of, I don't feel like I should have to explain this is me and this is how you're going to take me or not.
Yeah.
Are you a social media person, Sinead?
I can be.
Right.
It just depends. Yeah.
On what you're feeling and...
Yeah. But I think I've learned as I've become older to not overshare, because I think when you're a teenager, social media is new and you share everything.
Yeah, and you're feeling everything so much.
Exactly.
Yeah, that I must be interested, because we're 107. We did all the terrible, embarrassing stuff before social media, so no one knew about it. But yeah, you guys have grown up with everything out there.
Yeah.
Which must be kind of weird.
Just on that, very briefly, school for you, Sinead, was that, although you weren't diagnosed, did you find yourself being very different from your peer group?
Definitely. I think my parents, with the best intentions in the world, they tried to sort of get me into things that my peers were into.
Right.
Because
Clubs
they didn't
and
want me
groups
being isolated. But it actually just had the opposite effect, because I was isolated. And because I wasn't around people who were like me.
Yeah.
And I think my biggest issue was jumping from primary to secondary school. Because the expectations just completely shift. And I couldn't keep up with them. So
that's really like...
That's a common thing, for autistic people, but from an age point of view, and also it's where apparently the social aspects of school change quite dramatically.
Yeah.
There's a whole shift of all sorts of things going on in your life, isn't
there?
Yeah,
so was it a big jolt? Did you find?
I don't know why I did that. I was going to say something about support. Sorry. Do carry on.
No, it was such a big jump, and I didn't get the right support, and I just went in on myself, and I think looking back, I was just a bit of a shell than anything else.
Did you become very introverted?
It's very, I'm very just uninterested in anything.
Oh,
right.
Really?
Yeah, so...
That must have been tough.
It was. Yeah. Mental health was not great as a teenager. I didn't enjoy being a teenager.
No.
And looking back, I think if I was able to be myself more, I probably would have enjoyed it a bit more.
What would that have looked like for you? What would have do you think, if you'd been more Sinead?
Yeah, I think liking the things that I liked, and not being ashamed of who I was and the things that I liked, I think that would have made things better.
What sort of things were you into?
So I always loved things like dolls and toys and like children's books when I was like 15, 16. And obviously you're always told, oh no, you're too old for that now. And just trying to like tick the boxes and...
would, could.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's quite lovely and reassuring hearing you say that. I remember... I must have been about 13. I had a thing where I didn't play with my dolls, but I liked making like sets with them.
Dollaramas,
like a story was happening, and that's what they were doing, and I used to go nuts if they got moved.
Did you say Dollarama?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow, and this is a great episode from my point of view. Thank you so much, Sinead.
But I remember my mum coming in once and going, oh, it's all right. I remember, like still having dolls when I was much too old for them. And I was like, what? What do you mean too old for them? Like,
I'm only 21,
They were doing something cool. I was setting up some. When you were growing up, would you say you got an older brother?
Yeah.
Was he around when you were growing up?
Yeah, he was around when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And he was sort of, I guess, the model person who was into what he should have been into.
Right.
So
did you have a bit of comparison? Sort of. I think siblings have got a lot to answer. I really do. Well, like you grew up with no brothers and sisters, and you're very
perfect.
Raw. You're a beautiful man, but can't take a teasing. You cannot tease this man because he never grew up with that sort of.
I have been inured to it by immersion.
My brothers would do terrible lie. For 5 years, I thought I was adopted, and my name was Selwyn. They burnt my favourite toy. Well, one of them burnt my favourite toys. This is Lyd's therapy session.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you haven't had that, and obviously the physical bullying. there's obviously that. But I think because you hadn't had that sort of
exposure,
ribbing.
Yeah.
you're a lot more sensitive to it, and I have to remind myself.
I am
of
not.
that. You are so. But yeah, I think it
Well, your family
especially-
shapes you, doesn't it?
Yeah, but when you're talking about comparisons and the old, you should be.
Hitting
Why aren't
all
you more
those.
like your?
I think parents can do it almost subconsciously though,
Yeah.
by not saying that stuff to you. Like you pick up on it, I think.
Like one of my brothers was super bright, and one of them tried really hard, and I did neither of those things. I was just, I showed up occasionally. That was it. So I always felt like I was kind of disappointing. I didn't. I was failing in some ways, and I think that's possibly one of the things about overthinking as well.
Yeah.
Is that you sort of the old shoulda. It's how like social media can be a nightmare, but it can also, not social media so much as YouTube, the internet can be a way of feeling you belong somewhere. It makes it easier to find your kin.
Yeah.
When did you, can you think of a moment where you had a bit of I'm part of this? Or have you had that?
Yeah, so when I was about 21, and I was really struggling with my mental health, I started to find things like, I've always loved dolls and toys, and so I think there was a certain time on YouTube where there was lots of doll collectors, adult toy collectors, and so I think that's when I started to feel like, oh wow, there's not just me here that
This is
likes
okay.
these things. Yeah. But no, I think...
So you found some of your people...
Yeah, and I think it made...
It validated.
I was able to relax a bit more into who I was because I had to hide all of that for years and years. So, yeah, that was great.
This is really interesting to me, but again, I think it's a generational thing, but I hadn't thought about that sort of feeling included because stuff is out there, it's because it's easier. When I was in college, like we were literally just starting to have email. It was brand new and shiny, and which is bonkers.
I remember the day I was shown the internet.
It's what the physical box that's the internet.
Not quite. Very literal.
Yeah.
No, like a library tech.
Yeah.
Sat me down and said, "This is like online. This is Google, I think it was, or
but
Yahoo."
It's important to remember that it can be a force for good, not
Absolutely.
not just rotten. If you could go back in time and talk to tiny Sinead, what would you like to tell yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would just tell me not to worry so much. I've always been a worrier and an overthinker since I was super young, and just to be myself and not worry about what other people think.
Have you learned any sort of ways of navigating that? Because you said before that you still overthink and worry. Have you got any sort of tricks that you use to sort of have a word with yourself?
Not really. I'm still learning. I think my hobbies are a good grounding mechanism for me. And all the things I like, I openly like those things now. So not
That's
having
good.
to hide away such a chunk of myself.
That
so
must
that
be a
really
relief.
helps. Yeah, it is a relief, yeah. So I think that's the main thing, just liking the things I want to like is a huge part of my life now, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's important to mention as well. There's for the stuff that any of us like that are into, however weird or wonderful it is, there's going to be a community of people out there somewhere, but it's finding them, and I think that finding your tribe,
peeps.
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
super important.
Very briefly, goals, plans, the future. What does it hold?
So I think a big thing for me is finding my niche in terms of where I belong in the world, what I'm good at. I haven't found that yet, so I would love to to find that.
Have you been looking in certain places?
So I think the last 12 years of my life, I've just tried so many different mainstream things, like volunteering and work placements and retail and admin, and none of those things fit me.
Right.
I get restless and bored and frustrated easily. So I think I'm just going to focus less on the mainstream and more on hopefully finding something that I can actually be passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a
That
bit
makes
magic
sense.
when you find your thing that you. It's that old. It's a bit of a cliche,
Yeah.
isn't it? Find what you love, and you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, finding your thing, you know.
And it isn't always straightforward. I can say this as, again, someone like twice your age. It can. You can be very lucky, but it can take quite a while.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you've worked really hard at being comfortable with who you are.
Yeah,
and I think that's
definitely
a huge part of being like a content human being.
Yeah.
Is that?
I think more than
strong
anything, I just
foundation.
want to achieve something. And I haven't done that yet, so that is a big thing for me. I want to actually be proud of myself. So I want to get to a point where I am, so hopefully not too far away in the future.
Is it like that's a really interesting thing to say. What by achieve do you mean? Like, is there a specific? There must be something in the back of your head now when you're saying that. There must be there's a picture playing of something. What is it?
I think, career-wise, I could never do full-time work. But what I'm doing now isn't fulfilling. I'm not bringing to the table what I want to bring. I'm not achieving what I want to achieve, like trying new things and learning more about myself and my capabilities. I think that's a big thing right now that's not been happening for me. So
Exploration.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
In a particular vein, or?
I think I've tried so many things now that I don't actually know. I've come to a
Right.
point where I'm thinking, I don't actually know what I want to try next. So
Perhaps time to do more journaling and
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Pros and
weird
cons
opportunities
lists
come up
and-
as well, didn't it? I did an experimental year where I said yes to stuff that I would always say no to.
yeah,
That's
that was
good.
quite formative, wasn't it?
It was
It
quite.
wasn't that long ago.
No, it was. Yeah,
Cathartic.
it was interesting, and I really should have said no to that.
But I also think, at the risk of coming across in a condescending way, which I hope I'm not, I do think that it's admirable that you've identified that you're not where you want to be yet, but in the face of anxiety and worry and doubt and all the self-talk that you have been very clear about doing, you're not giving up and you're forging ahead no matter what. I really do think that's, personally that held me back. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So it's lovely when you meet someone that isn't being held back by that.
No, and you're obviously lucky. You're a driving force. I've always felt a bit of a backseat driver in my life, and it's
It's big. Yeah, it's not nothing.
yeah.
Good on you.
Thank you. Yeah,
On
thank
that
you.
note,
It's been really, really lovely to talk to you
Thanks for
and
having
get to
me.
know you a bit more.
Yeah, it's been great to know you too.
Thank you.
thank you for coming in, Sinead, and proving that you are special AF.
Thank you for watching and listening wherever you are. I hope you can check out the website and you can find out a little bit more about what we do and our other episodes, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.